Hello, all my reading enthusiasts. Welcome back to Reading for a Purpose. As you know, Miss Sylvia always loves this time. So I hope you are all relaxed and ready for our new reading adventure. As you all know, or maybe you don't know, but you will learn now that this year was the year where we elected for a new president. So I thought it's really important that you get to learn the importance of your voice as a citizen, that you get to play a part in electing someone who will represent the people, and the importance that they play in fighting for the rights of people and in putting laws and standing to bring change that will overall impact our nation, whether it's good or bad. Also the importance, as you know, that here, even in something so vital as choosing our president, it's important for you to know to always go to the Lord Jesus and ask him, who does he want to appoint to rule over the people and to help guide the people in a way that's going to honor him. So remember, as I've always taught you, whether you're young or whether you're old, prayer is powerful. And when we put the Lord Jesus in all, we can't go wrong. And a nation that loves the Lord, stands for the Lord, and is founded in the Lord is a nation that is mighty. So let's get started on today's reading. It is called Arthur Meets the President by Marc Brown. And the back of the book says, Arthur is off to Washington, D.C. to meet the President of the United States and recite his winning essay in front of everyone. But a gust of wind blows Arthur's trusty note cards away. Who can help him? See? Arthur meets the president. Listen carefully, class, said Mr. Ratburn. This is a national contest, so do your very best work. I love contests, said Muffy. What do I win? The winner visits the White House in Washington, said Mr. Ratburn. What do we write about? Asked Arthur. The subject is how I can help make America great, said Mr. Ratburn. Everyone started writing. Arthur started thinking. He thought about the time he and D.W. helped old Miss Tibble clean her yard. He thought about how much more they can do in the neighborhood if the whole class helped. Then he began to write. And on the blackboard we see homework for tomorrow. Report on our first 5 presidents. George Washington from 1789 to 1797. John Adams from 1797 to 1801. Thomas Jefferson from 1801 to 1809. James Madison from 1809 to 1817. James Monroe from 1817 to 1825. And then on the bottom it says, I really can't see the bottom because it's kind of cut off by his ears, but it says President didn't live in the White House. I guess that was a question that was going to be for the class. Weeks later, when Mr. Haney, the principal, was opening the mail, his hands began to shake. It's a letter from the president, he gasped. Miss Tingley, the secretary, fainted. Prunella, who was in the office with a stomach ache, suddenly got better. Open it, she shouted. Mr. Haney clicked on the PA system. Attention, everyone. The President of the United States has written to announce the winner of the How I Can Help Make America Great contest. And the winner is our very own Arthur. He and his class are invited to attend a special ceremony at the White House. Mr. Ratburn's class went wild. Congratulations, Arthur, said Mr. Ratburn. You'll have to work hard to memorize your paper so you can recite it to the president next Wednesday. Memorize? Recite? Asked Arthur. Of course, said Mr. Ratburn. We'll all be there cheering you on. You're on TV, screamed DW when Arthur got home. Listen! He will recite his winning essay to the president and all of America, the announcer was saying. I feel sick, said Arthur. Not as sick as you feel when you're giving your speech, said DW. There's so much to do before we leave, said Mother. Arthur, you'll need a new suit. What about me? Asked DW. I need to look beautiful when I meet the president. The president is very busy, exclaimed Father. He'll only have time to meet Arthur and hear him recite his essay. If I can remember it, said Arthur. Of course you can, said Father. Just relax. Pretend I'm the president and practice right now. The thought of sitting next to the president made Arthur's mind go blank. He said. Uh-oh, said DW. Monday at school, everyone was busy planning the trip. Oh boy, no homework for 3 days, said Francine. Not quite, said Mr. Ratburn. Everyone groaned. Each of you will have to do a report, he explained. As we tour Washington on Wednesday, you will be our guides. So get to work. I'll see you all at the airport tomorrow morning. Arthur tried to study his speech on the plane. Don't forget to mention me to the president for the Teacher of the Year award, Mr. Ratburn reminded him. Aren't you excited? Asked Buster. I'm too nervous to be excited, said Arthur. You need help, said DW. I'll make the speech for you. I have a lot of ideas about how to run the country. That night at the hotel, Arthur was too worried to sleep. What in the world are you doing? Asked Father. What if I forget my speech and the president laughs at me? Arthur asked. The president would never laugh at you, said Father. Why don't you write your speech on note cards and keep them in your pocket? He suggested, just in case. What a great idea, said Arthur. He felt much better. Now try not to worry and go to sleep, said Mother. The next morning, everyone met in front of the Jefferson Memorial. Arthur, you look so handsome, said Francine. Ready to meet the president? Said Mr. Ratburn. I guess, said Arthur. He reached into his pocket to make sure the note cards were there. Time for your reports, called Mr. Ratburn. Only 1 more hour until we're due at the White House. Our first stop, is the Washington Monument, the tallest building in Washington, explained Francine. 898 steps to the top. Everyone ready? Are you kidding, said DW. I'm taking the elevator. This is the Capitol where Congress makes the nation's laws, said Sue Ellen. I think we all know how important it is to obey the laws, said Mr. Ratburn. The National Museum of Natural History has great mummies, said Buster. Follow me. No thanks, said Muffy. I'll meet you at the gift shop. The last stop was the White House. It's so big, said Arthur. Not as big as Muffy's house, said DW. The White House has 132 rooms, said the brain. Every president except George Washington had lived there. Ooh, that was the answer to the question early in the book. It has a barbershop, clinic, indoor pool, theater, gym, and its own library. That's cool. And the president's office has fancy gold curtains just like the ones in our living room, said Muffy. Excuse me, said the president's secretary. The president is arriving. Please follow me to the Rose Garden. Arthur gulped. It's almost time. He took out his note cards. Suddenly, a strong wind blew through the garden. Here comes the president, squealed Muffy. My speech! Gasped Arthur. Relax, said Mr. Ratburn. You'll be fine. DW wasn't so sure. She had a plan. Arthur had never seen so many important-looking people. Good afternoon, Mr. President, he began. When I think about what I can do to make America great, Arthur began to feel very warm. His knees began to shake. His mind went blank. This is the worst day of my life, he thought. Suddenly, Buster giggled. Soon, everyone else joined in. Even the president was laughing. Arthur turned bright red, and when Arthur saw what they were laughing at, he laughed too. Now, Arthur felt much better. He recited his whole speech without forgetting a single word. And in conclusion, he said, we can all help make America great by helping others. Good, said DW. Then help me down. So pretty cool. We see Arthur's sister, DW, wrote his speech down for him. The end. Well, readers, this story was absolutely amazing. It was fun, but gives an important lesson that we can all help bring change. I am so super excited to teach you guys to know the importance that your voice matters, voting matters. So when you are of age to vote, right, definitely make sure you take that amazing privilege. There were people that years ago fought for that privilege for us, and we are being able to enjoy the fruits of their labor, of their fight, of their ability to stand and see the importance of us having that amazing privilege. Once again, thank you, and I look forward to our next reading adventure. Bye.